make sense? Shorter than that.
Yeah, give me a shorter version of that. I really
Cool.
like that.
The one thing that I keep asking myself is, why me, God? Like, why have you chosen me to go to Swaziland? And I'm just encouraged by over and over and over again, God uses broken people and just very ordinary, average people to do incredible things for his kingdom.
The Kingdom of Swaziland, a nation whose beauty is matched only by the poverty and joy of her people.
It's kind of a difficult place to be, starting off a new ministry in a new place. But the beautiful thing about ministry here in Swaziland is that it's not like a competitive business, Nobody's out to take sole ownership of children's ministry, orphan care. But let's collaborate and try and come together and figure out how we can work together to take care of the children here in Swaziland. Children's Cup, Adventures in Missions, Pasture Valley, all three have been critical to our success so far in terms of figuring out where we're going to place our first child care center. So I've been in country a couple months, and the first thing I realized is that networking is key, and building relationships is critical to success. However, building relationships takes some time. You come to a place like this with an American perspective, and you think that you're just going to be able to jump in and make an immediate impact. And while we are making an impact, it sometimes takes longer than expected. But at the same time, through the use of the short-term outreaches, we're able to kind of build a network and understand the communities better and use that knowledge that we've gained to implement more of a long-term perspective and a long-term picture. It's not about anything that Ted Crump can do. It's all about what God can do through my hands and my feet and our presence here.
To establish our own neighborhood care point, we must begin by supporting existing ones and learn the ropes. By providing food and supplies to several communities in the region, we're building important relationships with local ministries and leaders. The Dweleni Neighborhood Care Point serves Shizelweni, the poorest region in Swaziland. It is an example of what a thriving care point should be.
We started by cooking 3 times a week because we didn't have food. But even though I felt that there's still emptiness in my heart, because if I'm thinking that I'm eating on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, what about Tuesday and Thursday? What are they eating? Then I again...
Shorty Kumalo is the director of operations. An orphan herself, she has made these children's well-being her life's work. Her wisdom is invaluable in developing our own care point.
This year we've got 35 preschool children. Then we've got 39 old children that are going to school. So we see that the number is growing.
Every day, over 70 children receive 2 hot meals, education, and most importantly, love. But for the children with HIV, Dweleni offers hope.
We really have a problem with knowing the number of the children who are HIV, because parents doesn't want their children to be known by other people. But very fortunately, us as caregivers, because we are trained, then the child will come to you and say, I am HIV positive. And I said, okay, that is not the end of life. Continue. But if you
continue, they do. Because of this care point, these children have a bright future. It is an ideal model of what we hope to achieve. All4Jesus is thankful to play a small role in their work as we learn from their success.
Everybody must have food. As I said, that you cannot learn with a bare stomach, because even the food that you are getting is from Jesus. Even us, that we wake up in the morning, it's Jesus who's giving us life. So we really try to feed them with Christianity, because we want them to grow up as Christians. We really appreciate what All4Jesus is doing for us, because we see the improvement of our children, the improvement of our community. That gives me a pride that at least there's something that I'm doing for the community. At least I'm just doing what, if Jesus was still alive, could be doing for the community. We pray that the people for All4Jesus can also help other communities as they're doing with us. My son, for the Spirit says, come and be set free. Singing high.
people here are just unbelievable. It's really just a humbling thing to be here and to work amongst these people and to just see how much they're giving me. You know, there's a common phrase among the missionaries here that I need Africa more than it needs me, and it's becoming more and more true in my life all the time. There's a lot that the Swazis could teach us in America, and it's cool to be able to see that firsthand.
If the Dwelini Care Point is a symbol of success, the soup kitchen in nearby Matsenjeni is one of opportunity.
I started my ministry here in this area in 1981, and this used to be a very rich, well-to-do area.
Father Makubu is a Swazi pastor in the Anglican Church.
This is the best supply we can ever have at this time of the year.
They hope to establish a care point, but now struggle to feed the children even one meal a day. The building supplies lie on the ground where the soup kitchen should stand.
Because of the rain, in the last 10 years, there was no harvest. The level of education gone down drastically. On this side, we are operating a soup kitchen, which has about 14 to 15 children. Most of the children are orphaned and vulnerable, and some are HIV positive.
We're here to enable and empower the Swazis to provide for themselves and to take care of their own people. It's not something that we have completely figured out yet, but it's not up to us to make it happen. He's going to make it happen in his timeline.
If All4Jesus can learn anything from Father Makubu, it is that patience and trust in the Lord and the passionate pursuit of the vision he has given is unstoppable.
We have acquired land, we have blocks, we have door frames, window frames. Our vision for that soup kitchen is to start with a feeding scheme that will lead to a preschool that will develop, the local community to a healthy and vibrant community.
Working with Father Makubu, the impact on these children's lives will resonate in ways we can't comprehend. We are blessed to have him as both our mentor and fellow servant caring for these children. Whether through new desks for the Mshapile preschool or buckets, Bibles, and blankets for the hurting near Magobeleni, we are called to be his hands, to meet an immediate need for a lasting relationship.
Our vision is to be here long term and to empower the Swazis and to give them something that they can be a part of too. It's going to take a while to develop those relationships, but those relationships are key to our success.
The journey toward our care point has just begun, and with each step we learn, we grow, and we trust, caring for the orphaned and vulnerable children in Swaziland.
I'm honored and humbled to be a part of this down here. I'm in disbelief, I live in such a gorgeous country. I get to work with such amazing people every day. But the fact of the matter is, I'm a very small piece of the puzzle. And none of this would be possible if it weren't for the hundreds of folks back home who provide through prayer and support. It's huge, and that piece cannot be discounted because it's the critical piece that makes it all come together.
And one day when the sky rolls back on us, some rejoice and the others fuss, 'cause every knee must bow and tongue confess the Son of God, he's forever blessed. His is the kingdom and we're the guests, so